Hello, this is my first time and a long wish. I want to start a podcast series about bread baking. It has to do with me, with my wife, with my
Hello.
life, and of course, we want to talk in each episode about different story. Today we talk about how to create a recipe. Then we talk about sourdough. We talk about liquid sourdough, firm sourdough, about all the flours, about open crumb, how to do a bread, about fermentation, ancient grains, everything what is in the baking world. Also, how to create, for example, if you want to make a micro bakery, what is our recommendation? What is our uh, um, experience, for example? Because I was traveling now, I can say, let's out COVID. I was traveling the last 8 years around the world doing classes, and I want to share my experience with all of you. And of course, we cannot put this in a 1 hour podcast, and for this we make
No,
one
you are
episode.
not professional.
We make one episode after another one. Yeah, we have two sourdoughs.
The
They
babies.
the babies as there are the liquid sourdoughs. We have to serve them, and they stay here with us. And today we start talking about.
I said about recipes, how you create recipes, because still after so many years with you, I'm still shocked each time you come up with a recipe. I see you only pack on the laptop and I ask, what you do, my love? Shh, shut up, I create a recipe. And I want to ask you where they are coming all this idea, all these inspirations, of course, except me, but other inspiration, where they are coming from, because it's incredible how you I don't know how you create all this.
I think all starts with first of all passionate for food. You have to be passionate for food, and when you are passionate for food, you always try to put things together like a puzzle. This is the first idea,
Like the sandwich today,
like a sandwich
we ate
today.
we ate today a sandwich. I don't know where you eat in the city a sandwich like we did at home.
Yeah, these kind of things you can do at home. You go out and it's very hard, but there are also places they make good things. But it starts, of course, first of all, if I want to do a sandwich, for example, I try to create a bread. Then is a question: what kind of bread
Ah,
you want?
yeah.
You want a bread which is crispy, light, or you want the bread like soft, the style, let's say hamburger style, brioche style. It's there is not, in my point of vision, there is no good or bad.
So the sandwich starts from the bread, and then you
Yeah.
decide. You put salami, which is more dry, and
No,
maybe the bread is more crispy. I don't know.
no. I think the things is when I go for a sandwich, which is with like Mediterranean style with mozzarella, tomato, and like this, and for my point of vision is more like ciabatta style, like anything uh, lightly crispy,
If
but
the bread is good, you don't need more than four ingredients in the
yeah,
sandwich.
yeah. Also, you go out, you eat, for example, a hamburger. I love hamburger, but what is always the thing? The thing is, you go and eating a hamburger, maybe it's good, but after 30 seconds or 45
You
seconds,
have the filling in the hand.
you have the meat in the hand because the bread never resists. Of course, the idea doing a hamburger or a hamburger bun is to, yeah, to more and less is the bread is that you don't have the meat in the hand, but bread, a hamburger bun um, can also be very tasty. Can be in a combination with the meat. all together. Yeah, and here starts also, for example, now I want to do a hamburger bun which don't get destroyed with a juicy hamburger. Then I have to create a recipe for this. Of course, I can seal the hamburger, which give me 30 seconds more. Yeah, or I make a recipe which is
Which is your best recipe for burger?
for burger is the best is at least 50% fresh potatoes inside. There is, for me, no way. It doesn't matter.
And when you grill it, the potatoes are
yeah, they get if you start to put it on the grill, then it starts also getting a different taste. Like all the potato bread, if you have a high amount of potatoes inside, you get a very special taste, and it's very resistant. The bread is very resistant when you have like caramelized onions or anything you make with mushrooms, a juicy meat, good sauce. The bread stays.
I'm hungry now. Let's talk how you create these recipes, because if you talk more about food,
Okay, if I create a recipe like this, I create it first in the computer as an idea. You have always an average, means an average for each ingredient. I know an average in the world for a hamburger sugar amount is between, let's say, 5% and 8%, depending on the country where you are. Yeah, for example, maybe here Latin America.
here is 10.
Not quite, but it's more than in Europe.
They eat very sweet here.
Yeah, it's like this, and then you have the fat amount. You can normally it's also depending. You can use the cheap hamburger buns. They have margarine or I don't know what kind of cheap fat or oil, and the fat amount also is between 6, 12 or 13%. There are people, they say they have a brioche bun, a brioche hamburger bun, but what is a brioche? A brioche for me is if it has at least 45-50% of butter. Of butter, not of anything, of butter. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you have to eat it fresh, because it's the best when you make it fresh with butter.
Yeah, it's of course each bread to have it fresh, but also when you seal it on the grill, it's also good. Yeah, but let's say for a commercial hamburger shop, a bun like this is too expensive, which I also understand. And a good alternative is, of course, when you have between 10 and let's say 13% of fat in a way of okay, you can choose butter, olive oil, any kind of oil, and the sugar amount. But back to how makes the recipe. The recipe is starting with this average and then putting together. Then comes to the hydration. The bread stays in a tin, in a shape. It stays alone how it has to be. If it stays alone, I have to have in mind the bread can be going white if I put too much hydration inside. Because of course, my philosophy is more more water I have in the bread, more quality I have.
Don't tell me with your water in bread.
Yeah, this is yeah, and here, okay, I decide a hamburger bun normally has between, let's say, 55 and let's say 65%
depending on the flour also.
Depending on the flour, of course, it's between 55 and 65% hydration. Then it's a question: do you put milk and eggs inside?
Exactly. Do you know how I see it? I see, okay, in a bread you have flour, water, fat, sugar, mostly. And here it's only your imagination what you can replace with the water, the fat, the sweet. I don't know.
Of course, when you put milk inside, for example, milk has fat. Yeah, then and milk gives also color, and also here milk powder helps with the gluten structure. These kind of things, but really makes a difference to put eggs and milk in the hamburger bun. Finally, you will not figure it out. If you put potato in the price, you figure it out. For this, I skipped this part because it's not it's I think it's not clever. Yeah, but if I put potatoes inside, potatoes are actually cheaper than flour. It makes a difference
It's
because
economical also because
it's economical because you can go down with the fat,
Yeah.
you can go down with the sugar, and it is tasty and it makes the bun soft and it makes it very stable. It resists very good sauce. This is the way how I go to a recipe. Yeah. When I go to a ciabatta, the thinking is different. What is a good ciabatta? For me, it's not a ciabatta. When I read many times integral ciabatta or uh, uh, whole whole spelt ciabatta.
yeah,
This is a ciabatta. It's a white bread. It's a white airy bread, crispy. Yeah, this is a ciabatta. The other one is like okay.
a fake ciabatta.
It's not. I will not say fake. It's some hardliners. Some people they think this is.
No,
Yeah.
no, I think some people reach in a moment when they don't know what to do different, and they
No,
create. They put semola, they put whole, they put
no.
spells.
I think it's legitimate that everybody can do
Yeah.
what he want. And there are some people they like a lot of integral and spelt and these kind of things. Okay, you can make it in a ciabatta way, but I think the name ciabatta stays for the product for this. It's like a bread with whole wheat flour or with whole spelt flour. It's the same like I don't know, a baguette. Also for me, it's a white bread or like the classical like we know it from everywhere. This is the point. And then when I create the recipe, the idea is how I can achieve the the best way the bread to make it crispy. I know, for example, over the years and the experience, small bread, flat bread, um, like baguette and long, is very nice with sourdough, but it's if you don't eat it immediately, this bread get very gummy,
Yeah,
chewy.
we know this.
Yeah. For prevent these kind of things, I like to do the Polish. For this also, in I think in French, they mostly use Polish in the baguette dough.
But
They are
Polish is from French or from where it is?
from Poland. Polish is from Poland. Baguette is from Austria. It's very
And
easy,
croissant?
and the French made it popular. This is the point.
Doesn't
Croissant.
matter. All over the baguette has to be good.
Yeah. It doesn't matter where it comes from. The people can fight about this. It's the same with the pizza. There's also people they say it comes from China. The other one say it comes from Turkey. Yeah.
Pizza?
Pizza.
Really?
Yeah. There are many histories about where the pizza
Okay,
comes from.
the Turkey has the pida.
Yeah, but they have also Turkey. The Turkish also they say they have a history.
This I did not know.
Yeah. That is. It's many. I don't know who is right. I cannot say anything like this. Yeah, but there is. You listen things like this and this. Who's finally right? I don't know. Yeah? And yeah, when we create a recipe, then here comes together that the sourdough has more taste than a Polish or biga. For example, in Italy, they work a lot with 100% biga.
Like I like.
Yeah, I like also to work with biga, but actually, when I work with biga, I have always a problem. The product is tasteless. The hype, what they do with the pizza, with 100% pizza, biga, and all this, I think, I bet, if I make pizza, which it doesn't matter which recipe it is, 100%, from 100%, 90% cannot say what is it's made with biga, with Polish, or with sourdough,
Yeah, of
or
course. When you
combination.
also put toppings and
Yeah,
this.
it's like I think the pizza dough. It's one of the most overrated, in my point of vision, in one of the most overrated
No, don't.
recipes. Not in the like this dough is the best dough, or this is the best dough. Fuck, if you have so much topping on it, the dough.
The real Italian pizza don't have so much topping. Only in the rest of the countries.
Yeah, of
you
course, but
find-
it doesn't matter. When we was eating in the best pizza restaurants over there, and finally we was only impressed about the topping because the dough was never like we could not do it or we did not find in another
Of course.
in another place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
yeah, it was impressive the topping, all what they have done, and these kind of things. But the rest not.
And now that we are in the panettone fever, how you create? You have
When I start
20 panettone recipes in the laptop.
when I start Panettone, it was many years ago, like 2013, 2014, I created the first recipe. The only thing which I knew in this time was it has two doughs. And then for me, it was logical. 50% of the flour is in the first dough, 50% flour is in the second dough, without knowing anything. And like this, I created my first
How was your first
panettone recipe. It was like a brioche. I had 50% butter inside, and I think I was using whole eggs. I have the original recipe still, and later on I put also semolina inside because semolina was for me in this time like I discovered, and it was anything new, and it was more tasteful in a lot of bread. I was not searching the holes in this time. When
I know the holes are like last year's coming.
Yeah, it's like modern now.
And actually, in Italy, they also in the championship you don't see the big
No, we
holes.
was there. No, you don't.
They search the taste.
Yeah,
Still.
the search the taste.
It's a wave which now probably it will.
No, it's a
It's a challenge for the baker to do it.
It's a challenge. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a panettone or it's let's say a country loaf. If you are searching for open crumb, it's a challenge, and we challenge this each day because what we want to do, what we want to achieve is what we want to understand the fermentation. Yeah, we look the sourdough using out of the fridge, using on the peak, how long is the bulk fermentation and all this. And yeah, the most of the people, or if you are travel around, I get always different crumbs. Only when I'm after a time when I'm fixed in one point, then I can achieve again my usual crumb. But right now here also I depend a little bit on other things because also here in the tropical countries, even when we have flowers, yes,
This clima is.
it's a problem because you get maybe a flower which you know very well it's imported, but maybe you get the flower in a
in a stage which is not.
Yeah, in a condition which is not very well. Yeah, because if this is not very good storage and or the flower is already older in tropical condition, then it's a problem. Yeah. For example, I think in United States the law is also when you import any flower you have from the beginning in Italy or in Germany, who brings the flower, he has to put ascorbine acid inside, which is more and less for storage, but for the other part it helps also for the crumb to achieve crumb. Yeah, and these kind of things. Yeah. But for example, when I make a country bread, there is also my average. Let's say have like kind of dark flour inside, between 10% whole flour, can be each kind of whole flour, whole wheat, whole spelt, can be rye flour, like until 20%. If we are going, let's say in Germany, they call it Mischbrot. Mischbrot is a mixed bread, and they start with put like 30% rye flour inside.
Germany is with the rye flour and all this.
Yeah, but until 80-90%, because in Germany is a law. It's only you can call it rye bread if it has more than 90%.
And it's logical, not like you go in.
Yeah, it's this kind
Romania, for example, and you buy a rye bread and it has 10% rye.
Yeah, of course. This is in many countries. It's also here. Here you find also rye bread in the
They
supermarket.
don't have they have rye bread. Yeah.
Yeah, you find it like a like soft like a toast. Yeah, and they call it also rye bread. Yeah, this is what is the laws. There are no laws about these kind of
But
things.
for example, this bread, what we eat today, the paprika, the puree, how it came in your head? This
A
red
puree. I think it comes all over from the pumpkin. What you can, when it's pumpkin season, everybody do pumpkin bread. Then you can, and also with the potatoes, you can make more and less always with a puree. You can do any kind of things. Of course, you have to have in mind if you have a heavy puree inside, then it goes to the crumb. The crumb cannot be
Be
very
very open,
very
yeah.
open. And we have in this bread with a what we call red hot chili pepper. We have 60% of peppers inside. Means for 1 kilo of flour, we have
Yeah,
600 gram of baked pepper
I know
inside.
because I bake them both. I know.
Yeah, and the other thing is, for example, you go in a shop, you buy a olive bread. Wow, olives. Then what bother me mostly are these cheap black olives sliced, which have a taste from can. This is the first indication why the hell they use these ugly olives.
Because they are cheap.
Yeah, and then okay, if you find the bread which has maybe better olives or Kalamata olives inside, then you get a slice of bread and you have 2 pieces of olives in
And
a
you
slice.
say, yes, I got an olive.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm the winner.
yeah, you get an olive, and here comes the idea. Let's transfer the taste from the olive in the bread. Means we make a olive puree first. We enter in the bread that the whole bread has gets the aroma, and then we put additional whole olives inside because of course it's nice when you have a nice olive. And then you can also think about how you can combine this. For example, rosemary fits good. You can put a little bit feta cheese, whatever. What you
Dry tomatoes.
Yeah, exactly things Mediterranean which are going. Yeah,
But this with the parmesan on the crust.
Parmesan the crust is also it comes from the crystal bread. When we made the crystal bread, we got in here in Panama this cheap Parmesan. It's actually it's not a Parmesan cheese, I guess, but it's not bad at all.
Oh, now you tell me.
It's not bad at all, but it works, and if it's baked,
It tastes like parmesan.
yeah, it tastes kind of Parmesan, and we mixed it with chili
Okay.
yeah, we mix it with chili flakes or with oregano, and this gives a good crust. And from there, because the crystal bread is so wet and so sticky.
Yeah, then it comes the parmesan.
Yeah, everything covers it. Because here we started doing with maize, with semolina remacinata to give another crust. And then came the idea, oh, why we don't do it with parmesan? Yeah.
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 The idea was very good.
Yeah, and then for the same with a French onion soup when you can why if you put only onions in a bread, raw onions or garlic, it affects the fermentation. Then if it's cooked and fried, for example, then it's no problem. Then I don't know, one day I had a lot of French onion soup in any occasion left over, and I was thinking, what the hell I do with this whole soup? I cannot eat it. And then I was thinking, I put it in the bread, and like this came up the idea, and like this, yeah, each recipe is created from
From your life.
experience. Yeah, from life, from any occasion. Okay, what we can do, but you have also to have the open mind.
Yeah,
Always,
exactly.
you want to create something.
Yeah. You are connected always to
Yeah,
this.
and then it's always also the question. Okay, you make it only with sourdough, or you make it with Polish and sourdough. You make it yeasted.
This will be another podcast.
This is another podcast how we do it, because actually the red hot chili pepper bread, it's created with Polish and sourdough. Yeah, because in this time I was limited in cold, in fridge, and for this I made mostly all the bread in the same day.
Yeah,
because
but
I
we
have
have to talk about why is yeast not bad when you use it smart, because everybody's know it's sourdough, only sourdough, because yeast is poison, it's not good, and this is
yeah,
also
okay. This is also a little bit the hype in Facebook and Instagram, and like many people also write, I used only yeast. It's like between the lines, I do it better than you because I use only yeast. Yeah, but this is yeah, new bakers they are in the market do it like this, and it's not quite things. Yeah, but it's also now next project what we have is the brioche, the
yeah.
avocado,
But we will
avocado.
put them all in an ebook,
Yeah,
all these
yeah.
recipes.
Later we put it in an ebook. Yeah, but the avocado brioche, how comes? In Europe we could not buy avocado oil,
Yeah,
and here is fucking cheap. We cannot buy olive oil. Yeah, and avocados you get here also all over.
like
And
apples in Romania,
yeah, and then we make a puree, and then we make it with avocado oil.
because
Yeah,
avocado is fat.
yeah, and finally also the experience shows us also a brioche made with butter. It's nice when you freshly baked and you eat it. It's nice, but in many bakeries and many places they um, they have to freeze the product.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And then
when you freeze a butter brioche, yeah, you are lost. And also the second day, a butter brioche has not the same taste like olive oil brioche. Yeah,
yeah, it's a matter of taste.
it yeah no, I don't think in the second day is not anymore a matter of taste. It's a matter of knowledge that the most of the people are thinking I have to make a brioche with butter. Yeah, because
Because like this, is the
it's in the head.
in the head.
It's in the mind. It's
French.
also when you say, "Oh, I put 50% olive oil inside," then the people start thinking, "Oh, that is oily. It's made.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
this taste oily." And yeah, you can see in the classes what we do. The people are always surprised
Yeah.
that
How much
they
oil?
cannot even feel a difference between a butter brioche freshly baked or olive oil brioche.
Yeah.
If I give you olive oil brioche freshly baked, they
They are blown.
it's not they are blown. They cannot believe it's made with olive oil. They if I tell
Yeah,
them
because they don't believe that it's
yeah,
olive.
if I tell them it's made with butter, they would also believe it. Yeah, but I can freeze it, and I take it out of the freezer. I put it on the table. After 2 hours, it's like freshly baked,
Yeah.
and butter brioche is destroyed after.
Yeah, it's crumbling and it's
Yeah, it's like like an old hamburger after freezing. Yeah, this is
and it's also more
this make
expensive.
yeah. Yeah, the other thing is, of course, it's butter.
Here it's more expensive for
Butter
sure.
costs a double. Okay, now in the moment, the olive oil is also
Yeah, but avocado oil, no.
avocado oil. No, but 250 milliliter of olive oil in the moment is in $5. 250 milliliter. Yeah, it's a little bit cheap, but a very cheap oil. It's a little bit cheaper than butter. Yeah, avocado oil is a different story. Yeah. And yeah, like this is the way. I think our next podcast talking about we go to the things. We will talk about flour, sourdough. We will let you know. Yeah, in the second
Just be
podcast.
sure you subscribe to the channel to be
Yeah.
noticed
To be
when we
updated.
launched a new
Yeah.
episode.
Because
from-
now I think 2-3 podcasts in the week we can do in the night to
you
come
can drink our coffee with your
to
coffee
come to
with
the
us.
point. And also, if you have any kind of ideas, questions, put it under the podcast and ask us. We will, yeah, I will very pleased to, I help, yeah, in the case I can. And also, if you have ideas, yeah, this can be anything new for everybody. Okay, I wish you a good night from
Good night. I
Panama
go to feed
and
the cat.
bye bye.